Good morning, everyone. This is Srikant, Rajan. Welcome to Stock Market Podcast from mpiinvest.com, the only platform where you learn to invest and trade in the stock market, plan your financial goals, invest in different financial assets, and grow with a community of knowledgeable investors. If you are not a part of community yet, visit our website mpiinvest.com to join the community free of cost. Coming to stock market yesterday, the Nifty opened at 15,729, and from there was some immediate selling which went up to 15,678, but then it started rising up. In fact, things were all looking good till about 3 p.m., but that is when we could see a huge selling, and in fact we could see in the last half an hour the way the market fell and where the option premiums were rising on the put side was something awesome. In fact, after that we could see the market close slightly higher, of course below from the open at 15,692. The FIs continued to sell. They sold for almost 3,531 crores, while the DIIs bought for 2,588 crores. So everybody was concerned majorly about what the Federal Reserve in the US would announce last evening. So I will talk about it a little later, but before that, kind of happy news that I can say is the US markets finally closed in a good level of green yesterday after the announcement. So I'm sure you have seen something green there. Okay, so I'll talk about it. In fact, yesterday if you see, the Dow Jones was up by 1%, S&P 500 was up by 1.46%, and Nasdaq was up 2.5%. In fact, day before yesterday also Nasdaq closed at 0.4% green. So things are looking good on the tech sector right now. Hopefully the Indian IT sector have to recover from today. That's something that I'm looking forward to. So all those members in our community who actually went ahead and bought Nasdaq 100 ETF are sure to be sitting with some good profit in the coming days. So things are kind of recovering, but is this the complete positive side? I would say no, because let me tell you. So yesterday what happened? After Indian markets closed at around Indian time of almost 11:50, that was when the Federal Reserve Chair Mr. Jerome Powell came out and started giving his details of the monetary policy meeting. So as expected, the interest rates were hiked to 0.75%. So I told you earlier, we were expecting rise of up to 0.75%, and any hike more than 0.75% would have thrown the markets downwards. But now, since it was in expectation, we could actually see the US market rising up. But is this a positive? I would say not yet, because one more thing that they actually told is that they are going to rise another 0.75% in July again. So that's not something sounding great. So that is something that can actually give some more jitters. But then one thing I can tell you right now, the way the Fed has come out and told about the increase this time and 0.75% next time, at least it has given the confidence to market that Fed is actually serious of taking down inflation at a faster pace. So that is giving more confidence to investors, and that's probably why many investors would have thought when most of the stocks have been beaten down so much, this is the best time to buy, and that's exactly why we could see a buy. But is this going to sustain? See, the retailers can bring the market to some level, but further rise requires support from the institutionals. So will the FIIs go ahead and start buying in the US? In the US also the FIIs and DIIs play an important role. So will the institutions in the US start buying? That can be seen only if the rise continues for next 2 days. So that should be something in our view. But however, since there is some positivity that has come in the US, we can see the entire global markets going green. Yes. So there is some positivity provided, but is this positivity here to stay? That we'll have to wait until the institutional join the bandwagon in buying in the US. Only then can we confirm whether Indian markets can also survive. So that's something that we need to watch out for in the coming days. But however, for the day today being the expiry, I am expecting the Nifty to be continuing to be volatile. But of course, the general trend I would say would be, I am expecting a gap up opening right now, as the Nifty is already, SGX Nifty is already at 15,818, which is almost above 15,800. So that can be a good gap up opening. So what I expect is the market to go up initially, but then take a break, come back down, and probably we could see a small rise by end of the day. So this is the kind of movement that I'm expecting in the Nifty today, and based on this is what I'll be taking my trades there. In fact, I will be talking about the levels, important levels, a little later in the part of the meeting, sorry, in the podcast, after we discuss about some important stock market news. So we could see, State Bank of India actually rising the home loans up to 7.55% from June 15. In fact, this is after the Indian RBI hiked the repo rate by 50 basis points, and this is going to be a positive for State Bank of India. So in fact, I am looking to probably start investing into a State Bank of India from today. So this is already State Bank of India has corrected more than 20%, so that's something good to add to portfolio, I would say. Reliance again has some good news, because Reliance GOBP, which all of you know, the Reliance as well as Bharat Petroleum agreement, they have signed an agreement with Zomato to provide electric vehicle mobility services. They're also coming up with a brand new brand called GOBP Pulse, which would be something like a swapping station where the batteries can be swapped for vehicles of the electric vehicles. So this can help Zomato actually use electric vehicles for the delivery, and these vehicles can have a battery swap of these GOBP stations. So this is something really positive, I would say, and this is also going to support the future as well. So I see this as a good support to Reliance. So if we see the Reliance moving up today, like last week, many of us got into trouble just because of Reliance. So let us see, this time we'll be clear about it, and let us watch this closely. So that's exactly why I'm also expecting some rise by end of the day. We could see Reliance probably supporting the market. So that's something we need to watch out for. Apart from that, Jyoti Laboratories has news, because Nalanda India Equity has bought almost 6.5 lakh additional equity shares to increase their holding from 4.88% to 5.06%. That shows some positivity, and Jyoti Laboratories is a new stock in our radar. Apart from that, there is also good news for ONGC, as Fitch Ratings has revised outlook on the long term to positive. So that is something we need to look out for. UPL is also again in news, because they have acquired a specialty chemical manufacturer, Kudos Chemi, for 40 crores. So this also looks positives. In fact, when one positive comes, there are multiple positives together, and that's how the market also reacts. So there are chances we actually close higher today. So that's something that I'm looking forward to. Rama Steel is in news, as Nomura Singapore has bought 1 lakh equity shares in the company via open market transaction. So things are looking good, and GAIL is again in news, as Jefferies and Morgan Stanley feels that the Henry Hub natural gas in US has a fire issue, due to which they'll have production disrupted for next 2-3 months. So this is going to be some real good positive for GAIL as well. So these are things that we can actually watch out for. Let's see how the things are going in the market today. As expected, if we see if things go as per the market view that we have, we would be ending the day with amazing profits, right? So let's look forward to. So as we speak, SGX Nifty is trading at above 15,800, I told you. So we might see a gap up opening at above 15,800. The important levels to watch on the lower side will be 15,700, which is a very important support, and on the higher side, now 16,000 will act as a major resistance. So 16,000 if broken, which if Reliance is very strong, but otherwise if it is broken, we can see 16,100 as the next important level, but otherwise 16,000 should be a level from where Nifty consolidates. So this is something that we can watch out for. Looking forward to a very profitable day.